The differences between emotional eating and binge eating. Emotional and binge eating issues. There are a couple of subtle, but big differences between emotional eating and binge eating. Both are physically and mentally bad for you. This video explains the emotional and binge eating issues, and the differences between the two types of eating. Number 1. Emotional eating. It's often believed that emotional eaters turn to food in order to handle some negative emotional experience. The following is generally the route to becoming an emotional eater. 1. You experience a traumatic event or some other emotional upset happens in your life, such as getting fired from your job, or your spouse leaves you. 2. A typical reaction to such life-changing events is to either drown your sorrows by drinking alcohol to numb the pain, or to eat junk food because it looks nice, smells nice and tastes nice, or to do both. 3. And whilst you're seeking a way to stifle your painful emotions, all you end up doing is to make yourself ill by becoming addictive to the processed food and ultra-processed food, collectively called junk food, and in some cases making yourself physically sick. Think about it, do you really want to make yourself feel better by getting sicker? This is a typical reaction for the emotional eater because, as highlighted, it certainly doesn't make sense logically. However, not all emotional eating takes place because of a negative experience. Unhealthy overeating of junk food, often called comfort food, may take place as a celebration of a joyful event, such as at a wedding or a party. It can also happen when you get into a routine of laziness, that often includes skipping exercising, because a dessert or an ice cream is easier to say yes to. Either way, your unhealthy eating practices are triggered by some type of emotion. You're not eating because you're physically hungry. This is classic emotional eating, not binge eating. Before you find out about the differences with binge eating, don't forget to leave a comment below this video. And if you're serious about watching this and other videos on our channel, please subscribe, and kindly click the grey bell icon to be notified of future videos being uploaded to the Natural Health Guys channel. Number 2. Binge eating. Binge eating, unlike emotional eating or stress eating, is a recognized eating disorder by certain parts of the medical profession. Here are some typical characteristics of binge eating. 1. Eating significantly more food than someone normally would in a specific period of time, usually less than a couple of hours. 2. Reacting to your emotions by eating can definitely lead to binge eating, however, binge eating is not always an emotional response. 3. Binge eaters tend to eat without realizing they're continually consuming massive amounts of food, usually junk food, over any length of time. 4. It's a habit that many people feel absolutely powerless to stop. 5. People usually have no sense of self-discipline and have lost control. 6. Many binge eaters talk about having no emotions at all when they're consuming large quantities of food. 7. When binge eating, the amount of food consumed is several times what a person would normally eat. 8. There are negative emotions experienced after binge eating for most of these types of eaters. Such feelings of disgust and depression, and guilt and shame are the most common. 9. Once these negative emotions kick in, is when the initial stomach problems start to take a hold. If you don't feel good emotionally, your stomach reacts negatively, and if your stomach doesn't feel good, you don't feel good emotionally. It's a two-way street. Summary and conclusion. Whilst emotional eating and binge eating are connected, there are a couple of distinct differences. 1. Emotional eating is eating junk food as a reaction to a life-changing or traumatic experience, whereas 2. Binge eating tends to be eating out of habit, with a lack of self-discipline to exercise restraint, when the negative emotions kick in after the eating has taken place. 3. People who eat for emotional reasons are usually consciously aware why they're eating and drinking, whereas 4. People binge eating focus on what they're eating, as opposed to why they're eating. So, are you feeding your mind or are you feeding your stomach? We hope you found this video, the differences between emotional eating and binge eating, helpful and of interest. So please feel free to share with people you think will also find this video worth watching. And don't forget to leave a comment or ask a question in the comments section below this video. To get more videos like this one, become an exclusive subscriber of this channel by clicking on the subscribe button in the bottom right corner of this video. And click the grey bell icon to get notified of when the next video is uploaded. If you'd like more information about the secrets of eating disorders, check out the other videos in this series by clicking on the end screen coming up. And finally, many thanks for watching.